Okay, man, so this video is about the flamer on Mech Warrior Online and just kind of answer some questions both for myself and anyone else who might kind of wonder how these things work. Alright, so the flamer, or the flamer, which is a light mech, it's an Osiris Sekhmetiti, just average or decent heat management, nothing really special. I do have this one fully skilled. It does have one flamer ventilation skill in it, so keep that in mind. So I decided on barbecued crab for dinner off my other account. There's no modifications, no skills, no changes at all, and it's just got the average heat management. I decided to take Tourmaline Desert over Terra Therma just because of the night vision, so it's easier to see for the purpose of testing, and then HPG manifold, since I believe it's the coldest map, at least in quick match. So the first test is going to be one flamer and the Tourmaline Desert, and aiming for the center torso. It took a minute to start building up heat, but once it started getting more and more, it seemed to go a little faster. I also forgot that the flamers do not shut down a mech, they only take it to 90% heat on your target, so keep that in mind as well. Figured chain fire from a cold start with a single flamer was also a good test to just see how long it takes to shut somebody down who's firing at you. Decided to try alpha strikes, basically from cold, doing nothing else, just to see how long it took, and obviously it was about 7 seconds. So I was kind of wondering if firing at the legs changed the heat generation any over firing at a torso, since I usually run lights and sometimes I run flamers in those lights. I was wondering if maybe it made a big difference as to where I'm aiming with the flamers. And I saw no difference between torso or the leg on heat generation. It seemed to be just as fast. So here I'm just seeing how long it takes to overheat the mech, just using the flamer. No weapons being fired, no jump jets, no stealth, no heat generation at all. And from cold, it took roughly about 33 seconds to shut myself down, just using a single flamer and nothing else. And now to see how big of a difference a colder map makes.
Heat level critical.
And chain fire. Yeah.
Heat level critical.
Kapew! Kapew! Yes, I was just as bored as you are right now watching this happen. But this is science, and that's how science works. As you can see, it took quite a while to actually start
Heat level
building up
critical.
heat, but if you're firing weapons, then obviously you're going to be generating a lot
Airstrike
faster.
online.
Okay, pretty self-explanatory. What I did is I just took out a medium laser and put a flamer in its place. Same stats, same mech. And it's generating heat a lot faster than a single flamer, about 8 seconds faster, which is quite a bit more.
Heat level critical.
And no difference over the single flamer. 9 seconds.
Heat level critical.
It took the same amount of time to shut down using alpha strikes over the single flamer, which was about 6 seconds. Obviously, with 2 flamers, it's going to generate heat a little bit faster than a single flamer.
Heat level critical.
And what I got was about 13 seconds faster than the single flamer, so.
Target acquired. Heat level critical.
As you can see, no real difference over the other map.
Heat level critical.
Same results as the tourmaline map, 9 seconds. And really the hot and the cold maps don't seem to be making a difference when it comes to chain fire from 90% or alpha strikes from 90%. Science.
Airstrike online.
So this took literally just
Heat
as long
level
as it took
critical.
on the hot map on the Tourmaline Desert to shut down. No difference. Alright man, so I just decided to scratch the chain fire and alpha strike testing and just test to 90% on heat generation, since really it depends on what the target does, whether they fire or not. It all depends on them from 90% on.
Heat level critical.
So something that was kind of odd, this was like a
Heat
second
level
faster
critical.
than the Tourmaline Desert. Even if I was off by a second, it's really no difference. really
Heat level
about a
critical.
second slower than the Tourmaline Desert, so no big change there. So now you get into 4 flamers and you're talking about getting to 90% really fast. Like
Heat
3
level
seconds
critical.
fast. Of course, the trade-off is you also shut down in about 13 seconds. So if you're firing, you're kind of screwed. So in this case, really not looking at anything faster or slower, maybe about a second,
Heat
half a
level
second
critical.
to 90%. I mean, 4 flamers is 4 flamers. The shutdown time between the Tourmaline Desert and the HPG manifold was, well, I found like a second faster on a cold map, but really it's give or take a half a
Heat
second
level critical.
by the way I was timing it, so no real change there. So I had to take it a step further. I was real curious to see what 8 flamers would do. And in order to do that, I had to grab my hunchback. The flamer, and as you can see, it's set up for some serious heat. That was about it. That's about how long it took to get into 90%. Here's the crab view. And yeah, 8 flamers is pretty crazy.
Heat level critical.
Pretty serious stuff right here. About 2 seconds is what I pulled out of it. So, couldn't wait to do this one. Pretty cool looking. It's like the ray of hope, or I guess the rays of despair. And of course, this from the view of the hunchback. And you have a little bit of time. So it got me thinking, or asking, does running make a difference? And as you can see, that with 8 flamers, it flashes up to like 45, 43, 45 percent almost immediately, but it takes its time from 40 some odd percent up. And no, running does not make you heat up any faster. So I also had to ask myself if the flamers can heat up a section and make ammo explode. So I moved all my ammo into the torsos on my Jaeger mech and
Target acquired.
swapped over to the crab with a couple flamers on it and just kind of went to town with it, trying different things and different angles. And the crab has no skill, so he kept shutting down. So basically just kept going and going and going, and I really didn't see any changes. As you can see from this view, there's
Heat
nothing
level
happening to the
critical.
actual structure. It's just like a normal weapon. It's burning through the armor first.
Critical.
It's not heating anything up. And I don't know if maybe there are other factors that could cause the structure to heat up, but from what I see, it's doing only armor damage. And so I tried firing and all that good stuff at the same time while heating myself up. I didn't see
Heat level critical.
any difference. So as far as flamers causing ammo to explode, I don't think that's a possibility in this game. Okay, man, so it comes down to more is better. 3 or 4 flamers really makes a difference over 1 and 2 by leaps and bounds. So just remember, it just gets them to 90% on the heat scale, and the rest of it's up to the player or your target. If they decide not to fire, or you're wondering why they're not shutting down and they're just standing there, that's why. They're probably being smart. So there you have it. Hope this helps, and thanks for watching.